Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, MeHerd37. So, first thing, I'm back to using the hop hog. I don't know if it's fixed or not. I don't see any problems with it. But usually I don't see any problems. I find that there's problems when I go back to edit it. I can see some problems. But I switched some cables around. Hopefully it's working. I did that last episode in NVIDIA Shadowplay. I'm gonna try to avoid that if I can. It's really hard to get used to. I mean, if I did it for a while, I could probably get more used to it, but it's just got some quirks to it that just make everything really, really hard. So, in this episode, we're going to be going back to the U.S., and we're going to be flying from Washington, D.C. over to Mobile, Alabama. It's a fairly short flight, pretty short flight, especially for an MD-11. Pretty light too, but it pays a decent amount. So I think we go ahead and do that. I want to kind of go through my MD-11s and maybe a couple 747s that are parked where we have some scenery, and then we'll get back. I keep trying to get back, but on track to some other planes that you all haven't seen, like the Dash 8 and stuff like that. You'll see I've got a lot of them parked at our bases, and we obviously have scenery at most of them, so that's what I'm going to try and get through these. And maybe a couple of the 747s as well. Alright, I've took out a bunch of fuel out of the plane, because like I said, I'm going to start doing that so we can get a lighter plane. Because that's what we need. I think we have... I know there's a cargo area, but I can't remember exactly which it's set at. Oh, man. Alright, so I guess we'll just have to go ahead and pick one. I saw a few heavies. Alright, I'll go for 29. Might have to switch it, I'm not sure. But we'll go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the airport. It's been a while. I had some problems. I could not get this plane. It kept saying it couldn't initialize it. So it's been a little while. You know what? I had this thing started up a couple times, and we were over near some other planes and everything, and I switched it, and this is not where this is not where we were. That kind of sucks. All right. By the way, I started this thing up too. I had everything on as dense as it could be. Was extremely dense, I think, is what it's termed. And I got in here, and it was like 6 frames a second, which is unbelievable. I mean, it's a third-party airport, but it's an old one. I believe it's Imagine Simulation or whatever. It's just amazing that we can go to like Lisbon or something and get, or anywhere really, and do extremely dense and get pretty good frame rates, but then you come here with an older scenery and you get this. So I turned it down to dense for both. We're supposed to be in a cargo area. This does not look like the cargo area that I'm used to, and that I had started up in a couple times. So that kind of sucks. I hope we're close to the runway, mainly. Alright, make sure the parking brake is on. Yep, it's on. Alright. Starting out at Washington Dulles, KIAD. We're going to Mobile, Alabama, which is KMOB. Alright, cost index. I'm just gonna put 30. I don't think that's gonna help us prevent the overspeed, because it's the weather injection. It overspeeds by a ton for a second, so I don't think that's anything I can actually like fix. Alright, so we're gonna go 320, 340. We're pretty light, obviously, and 360. 320, 340, 360. I don't know why I can't put that in. Alright, there it went. Did I click flight number or something? I'm not sure. Alright, so we need to put in the weight, so I'll move over to the load manager and do that. Be right back. Alright, everybody, I've got our fuel in, 84,000 pounds. Let's go over to the flight plan. And KIAD. Alright, we are taking off. Let me get this. 19 left. Alright, 19 left. The SID is going to be BULRN1. The transition of Flask. There we go. Insert that. Alright, see if we got anything here. Knock that out. That discontinuity. Alright, head on down. There was Mobile. And our star. We're going to land on runway 14. So apparently it's going to be 15. There is no star. In fact, the last waypoint is a good ways away, really. Don't tell me that I can't insert this again. Or what if I hit none? Oh, see, not allowed. I hope I inserted that. Don't tell me. Alright, runway 15, there it is. Alright, so let's take this out. Alright, and we'll take out the discontinuity as well. In fact, when you did the actual plan, it actually took us a little bit past the to the left of the airport, and then it was gonna go back. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. And they made a flight plan and route finder that went out to the right, which was gonna take longer. So I did this SID. It's gonna take us a little bit closer, a little bit quicker, not go around so much. Flaps 15 degrees, slope 0.0 as always, and we'll just use a. Let's use a headwind of like 10. It's stormy out. Let's make it 15. Outside air temperature, let's say it's raining, so make it like 85 Fahrenheit. Alright, V1, rotate, and V2. Alright, 155 for V2, so we just put that in. Alright, so runway 19, let's check this out. Let's decrease this. So it looks like our runway is actually like right in front of us, which is good. So we'll taxi out this way. Alright. Set the flaps to 15 real quick. Actually, we can do that while we're being pushed back. Parking brake is off. We'll start our pushback. We're going to go up to 36,000 feet. Heading. Let's go 190. Looks kind of like we might be a little ways away, actually. Arm the spoilers, brakes and RTO. Let's go ahead and trim it up. Just a little more. There we go. I don't know why it's in a black box. It's kind of weird. It's an older airport. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it or not. I don't like that this is, I'm gonna have to calibrate that, I think. I've been having a little bit of problems with my joystick as far as going to the right. Like, it'll go a little bit to the right, and then, but when I gotta go all the way, it snaps back to the center. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think I better calibrate this thing real quick. I hope that doesn't mean I gotta restart the aircraft, because that would really suck. And we're gonna go off into the grass, or whatever's back there. We'll go ahead and stop it right here. Gonna throw on the parking brake real quick, and our taxi light. And let me go make sure this joystick is alright. I'll be right back again. Well, I'm not sure if that fixed it or not. It's actually a little off to the right. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out whether or not it's fixed. Alright, parking brake is off. Let's go ahead and go try and find our runway. It's gonna be well over to the right, I'm afraid. Like, way over on the other side of these buildings. In fact, what in the world is this? Can we... I mean, it's like there's a road there. Better go over here. I didn't even notice that. Wait, there's like a road over to our left. Let's go over here. Can't really hear the engines again. I bet PMDG sounds has probably disappeared again, too. It's really odd how that has been disappearing lately, and then reappearing, and then disappearing. Like, well, we're heading straight. PMDG sounds is there. See, if you put it on normal, that's what's been like drowning out the engine sounds, because all those other sounds end up so loud. Hey, there's the FedEx building. We should have been like right there, huh? Alright, I'm a little weary. It looks like our taxi ends down there, so I'm gonna go take a left right here. Yeah, I'm just not sure about this scenery, really. Like I say, it's an old one. Imagine Sim not that great, obviously, anyway. I don't think I have any other newer stuff. If they even have newer stuff, I have no idea. Man, really struggling to turn. And here the engine's a little there. I tell you, it makes it harder to land when you can't hear them. Like I was saying in my last video. Although you all may have missed it because I think I may have said that during the taxi. And the taxi got cut out. Did not get recorded. But it's like I like to hear the engine so I can gauge my thrust and everything, my speed on landing. Alright, yeah, pal, just turn right onto the... I mean, come on. I hope we can taxi to the right. It looks like we can. I'll bet I put myself in a worse area than I had started up at the first couple times when I was trying to get this thing going. I don't know why it couldn't initialize. I've had that several times. Usually I can fix it in the config file, but I couldn't fix it. I couldn't figure out what it was. Are they gonna put us in like through a maze? Are we not gonna be able to get out of here? And it ends right here. Alright, I'll cut it right here. I'm gonna go find this runway. I'll be back in just a second. Alright everybody, pulling up to the runway now. Clear around to the right. Actually, when I started this thing up, the cargo area, usually we come in on this runway as well. And the cargo area is like right over there. And that's where I started it out. The first couple times, and then I switched it and wish I hadn't. Alright, so that's on dial of flaps, so our flaps are set. Let's turn our landing lights on. Turn on the strobe. Looks like we're clear. I don't see anyone out here. There's earlier a UPS and FedEx plane getting set up in that other area that we didn't use. Alright, rolling takeoff, I say. Alright, let's go ahead and rev it up. I don't know why I said rev it up. Get the thrust. See, it seems like the engine should be louder. Again, didn't say thrust set.
Positive rate.
All right, gear up.
Gear up.
See, it already says flaps way past flaps retracted. That decreases range. And we'll go ahead and hit auto flight. Autopilot. Alright, let's take a look outside. Beautiful plane. I love that livery. Must have some weird view set up. There we go. That's what I'm used to. Like I said, I cut the density down to dense. Because I wasn't quite sure. But I think we started out way over there and had to taxi over here. Wish I would have known you couldn't get there from where we were going. I thought about using a VelaSoft earlier, but didn't.
Slats retract.
Let's turn this nose wheel light off. Are those... Man, they... So I guess I didn't have the landing lights completely on. Always got to screw something up. Things have not been going well lately. Increase our range a little bit. Man, we're already up to 84,000 feet. We're supposed to be at 250 or less. I don't know why we're at that. Why we're over that. See, 26, but a little over 10,000 feet at 262, 263. Alright, it just went over for a second because it's now back to 248. We're at already 11,000 feet. Like I said, we're really light. Alright, so I'll go ahead and speed this thing up. Now we're getting into the clouds. And we'll be back in just a bit. Alright everybody, I'm back. Just crossed 8,700 feet. Most of the run was at elevation 219. And we need to be at 175 at this next waypoint. So I'm going to go ahead and put the slats out. Auto brakes are in medium. Landing lights, everything is on. We're pretty much good to go. I'll go ahead and arm the spoilers. Haven't had to use the speed brake. We're in 2x right now, by the way. So it looks like our landing speed will be 145. Quite slower than we have been. We went up around like 260 and everything. I say we're still at 2x. I'm going to slow it down here in just a minute. And now it wants to add drag a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit the first notch of flaps. You can see it wants to drop the speed down. And when we get close to this waypoint, I'll put us down into normal speed. I think also I put normally redo the sound files, a couple of them in the cockpit. I put the normal ones back in there because when I moved that thing down I could hear the engines, but I think I need to go ahead and redo them. Although you can hear, really what's so loud too is the wind. But I think it is this, you can hear that like, almost like an electronic noise, that's the cockpit noise. And I need to put that redone sound file back in, help quiet it down so we can hear the engines. Alright, decrease the range there. Coming down in speed. You can see our runway right there. Runway 15. Alright, you can see our speed dropping there, 175 now. We're right on the descent path. Speed down to 170.
Flaps 28.
You heard their flaps are to 28. Looks like the airport's right over to our left. I saw some flashing light there. Maybe that was it. Got some clouds around here. There's some storm clouds close that we just passed a little bit ago. Saw some lightning earlier on. Alright, so we're about 10 miles from the runway now. Alright, we're right on the descent path. Glide slope. I'm gonna go ahead and put the gear down. Alright, we're a little below the path now. There's our runway, probably. Betting we're right on it. Right on the glide slope. Set the approach. Approach and land. Set our speed to 150. Alright, you can just barely make it out, I think. May have put the gear down and everything a little soon. Alright, let me get better lined up here. Somehow we got way over to the left. Alright, everything looks perfect so far. We're right on the glide slope. It really wants it at 152. Has the landing speed gone up? No, it's 7 over. It's supposed to be 5. I don't know why. But every time I put it down at 150, there we go. I think I got it on that one. Yeah, it's coming down to 150. Coming up on 2,000 feet. Everything still looks good.
Flaps 35.
Alright. Flaps are fully extended. Alright. So I'll leave it at altitude at 2,000 in case we have to go around. Alright, everything is good. So we got the green bar. So landing configuration is good. Hitting that outer marker. Alright, dual land just came up. I'll land it though. Like I was saying in the last one, I tried to auto land at Constantine, Algeria, and it just didn't want to work. Looks like we're off to the right a little bit, and a little bit. That says, well, that one says we're right on. But we're to the right a little bit.
1,000.
Alright, we're at 1,000, so I'll go ahead and take it over.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Alright, everything looks good. I think we got ourselves over to the left too much. Should have left it alone.
500.
Yep, I thought we were getting high, and we for sure did.
400. Approaching minimum.
We're still high.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
As she floated. Wow, we ended up floating way long.
Spoilers deployed. Reverse thrust available.
Quite positive you broke something. Unreal. Man, how did we get over to the right like that?
80 knots.
I have no idea how we broke something unless we were just going too slow and ended up falling. I can't imagine it would be that bad. We sailed forever. Alright, I'm gonna retract the flaps. And I might just taxi on over without talking to the ground. I can see a jetway there, although we don't technically need a jetway. Alright, I'm gonna stop it right here. Turn the landing lights off. Turn off the strobe and put that back in the taxi light. Yeah, I really don't know how we broke something unless we just got too slow. I let off the... I put the thrust at idle for... I thought everything was good. I put it thrust... maybe cut the thrust a little too soon. I don't think I did, though. We are at the threshold of the runway. And I started to flare a little bit early because it seems like sometimes when I flare, I do it a little late. I usually wait for about 30. When we're at 30 feet, I did it a little bit sooner that time. I would like to go to that... You know what? I can see the one in front of us. I just don't see how a taxi line gets there. So we're just going to shoot over like this. I'm sure Mobile doesn't see too many MD-11s. Alright. Go ahead and stop it right here. I just don't know how our landing was that terrible. Parking brake goes. Come on, parking brake. There we go. And we'll cut the fuel. Alright, everything is off. Let's go ahead and move on over to air hauler and see what happened. Alright, here we are in air hauler. It said 2% damage. I will see it in the replay what happened. It's weird because we were right on the mark, and then and when I flighted, we just floated forever, it seemed like. Alright, but that takes care of this FedEx MD-11. I think I have another one, but let's see where everything is. Alright, we got one at Rome. I'm not sure. I should know where that is. I've seen that before. I'm not sure. Then we got one at our base in Denver. We have one at our base in Wichita, one at our base in Bozeman, and another one in Istanbul, and another one at Denver. And that was the one we flew in the last episode up to Paris. Luckily, no overspeed this time. That was nice. Maybe I should always use 30. I'm not sure if that was why or not. We've already flown over here. That's Hong Kong Kai Tak. LPMA, that's Madeira. I'd like to fly out there. That's always a fun airport. Shanghai, we've already been. Got this one in St. Martin. Got this one in Denver. We probably won't worry about that. We've already got 2 MD-11s in Denver, so we don't need to show that again. That's Barcelona. We flew there. I can't remember if that was the one we flew there or not. I think it is. We'll see if there's any good jobs. I might fly again. That was JFK, and that one's San Jose, and that one is Paris. The real Paris, the Charles de Gaulle that I have scenery for. So we'll get some of those flights in, and then I think we'll move over finally to the Dash 8. Got some planes that I still want to show. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next flight.